Good morning. I want to welcome you to this month's installment of Our Kids Today, a feature of Pasco Kids First. My name is Rick Hess. I'm the CEO of Pasco Kids First. And today we're joined by Jon Wisenbaker, who is the team coordinator for the Child Protection Team of Pasco, one of the programs of Pasco Kids First. Jon, thank you for being with us this morning. We're here to talk a little bit about what the Child Protection Team does, but more importantly, this is the time of year when we start talking about water safety issues because kids are out and about and in our waterways, in our pools and that type of thing. And there are really some really important pieces that parents and others who are watching kids need to know about water safety in regards to kids. So we're going to be talking about that today. But Jon, first, just welcome and thanks for being here today. And tell us just a little bit about, you're the team coordinator for the Child Protection Team. Tell us a little bit about what the Child Protection Team does.
Sure. Like Rick said, my name is Jon Wisenbaker. I supervise the Child Protection Team out of Pasco County. We provide medical exams and interviews on allegations of child abuse cases. So kids will be brought over to us and we'll see them, one of our nurses or our doctor will see them and we'll do a medical exam or an interview to assess them for abuse and neglect.
And talk just a little bit, Jon, about how cases are referred in. Can anybody in the community refer cases in, or how does that process work?
We receive all of our referrals through the Sheriff's Office or from law enforcement. The Sheriff's Office has civilian employees who go out and they're called Child Protective Investigators. They go out to the home and they assess whether or not a child needs to be referred to the Child Protection Team. So they'll go out and see, are there allegations of sexual abuse? Are there allegations that the child has an injury? And then refer them over and we'll see them to assess them for that allegation.
And it's all part of our mission, which for Pasco Kids First, which is keeping kids safe and strengthening families, and that's what we try to do.
Absolutely.
Well, we're here particularly to talk about water safety today. And Jon, I know that you've done some great work in Pasco County, and the team has done some great work in Pasco County as far as water safety is concerned and alerting people to what parents need to know about. So can you talk a little bit about what advice you would give parents during this time?
Absolutely. The summer is upon us. People are out. People are getting in their pools. People are also very busy. I've been working with the Child Abuse Death Review Committee for the last 10 years. And unfortunately, what we see is that there are a lot of child deaths from drownings. So really today what we want to talk about is drowning prevention and how to avoid having your small child drown in a water source. Florida leads the nation in child drowning deaths, unfortunately. That's kids under the age of 5.
That's an important factor for everybody in the state of Florida to understand that because of our climate, the warmth, and the number of water sources that are around for kids to get into, really important for people to understand and focus on that, particularly during the summer.
Absolutely.
So talk to us, tell us a little bit, Jon, about what parents can do to help keep their kids safe.
Absolutely. Really the way to think about it is that there are layers of protection. You need to provide proper supervision. You need to provide the proper barriers to prevent children from getting into those water sources. So parents really need to, if at all possible, get their children into swim lessons. That's very helpful. Also, people need to be prepared in case of an emergency. Parents can learn CPR. That's definitely recommended. Those are generally the top things that they need to do. And I brought an example of one of the barriers with me today I wanted to present. This is a 2-pack of door alarms. This is very important for parents to have. This only costs about $10 and can be purchased just about anywhere. It can be purchased online or in different stores. This makes a loud chiming noise. So if a parent is busy or occupied and a child gets out of a sliding glass door or a window, this will alert the parent to go and check on the child.
And in fact, through generous donation from a local community group, the Junior Service League, Pasco Kids First has acquired a number of door alarms that we are giving out free to people that request them, come in and request them. So our address is 7344 Little Road, Newport Richey, and you can contact us at 727-845-8080 to request one of those door alarms, and we'd be happy to provide that for you.
One of the main things for parents to be aware of is to be alert and have someone who is always going to be responsible for watching the child. What we see in child death review, unfortunately, is that the parents are busy, one parent is doing something, the other parent is doing something else, and they both think the child is supervising the child. It can happen so fast. A child can slip through a door and get out into a pool, and the next thing you know, they've drowned. It's a very tragic situation, so that's the main thing that we really want to prevent.
And I know from the work that we've done over the years that even though it doesn't happen often, we also know that kids can drown in as little as 2 inches of water. So you think about bathtubs and that type of thing. You also might think about buckets filled with rainwater in your backyard or something like that kids can go head first into those and have a drowning incident. And again, we don't see that often, but there are instances where that happens.
Mm-hmm. The other thing to keep in mind is, are there ponds near your residence? Are there lakes? Kids can get out. You want to have those doors secured. You want to keep them locked. You want to know who's watching the children, because they can slip out and get into a lake or a pond and drown very quickly. And it's a very sad situation whenever we see that happen.
Tragic.
Very tragic.
Our website is www.pascokidsfirst.org, and you can always gain more information about this and other issues having to do with child protection on that website. John, thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
And we'd be very excited to see no child drownings this year. That would be a blessing for all of us. So, thanks for being here.
Yes, thank you.